What is up, everyone? Yes, it's me, Monty. I'm back. I came to end Zack's tyrannical hosting duties, the abuse of power.
It was the best episode. Point
Debatable.
blank. The best.
Definitely debatable. Joining me, as always, is Zack.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Views from the MontyVerse. Oh, sorry. I was still in host mode.
Your energy does not match mine. Clearly the better energy. But guess what? I brought some friends with me, Zack. How you like that, dude?
My friends?
Back.
You brought my friends in.
No, they're my friends, dude. Because guess
we'll
what?
We'll ask them when they get here.
I brought back to the MontyVerse John Lestrina.
Bang, bang.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Monty,
John.
what's up?
Oh, what
hey,
the hell?
John.
Monty, good to see you,
I said
Monty.
hey to you.
Oh,
You look good.
great to have you here. You look great, as always. Look wonderful.
I try.
Okay.
Oh,
And-
is Zach here?
yeah,
hey.
you know, we need a fourth, you know.
Oh, hi, Zach.
I thought I'd
Hey,
video.
welcome back, John.
Great to be back with you, Zach.
But guess what? Also joining us, a returning cast member, Pardis, Mr. Party J himself. What's up, Pardis?
What up, Pat?
Hey,
Pardis,
Pardis.
you like Zack? I'm trying to figure it out today. I don't know
Hey.
yet.
Oh, hi. Who are you in the green shirt?
I am also wearing a green shirt.
He's wearing a green shirt.
I'm wearing a blue shirt.
Wow, that was just a really inside baseball joke that zero viewers would ever understand. But anyways,
They would
What
if,
up,
if-
Zack
if they
and
were
Lestrina?
watching the MontyVerse gaming channel. It doesn't exist yet.
that's true, actually. Anyways, let's get into the show, okay?
But you know what, Zack? Since you're here,
Yes.
why don't you tell us about Dune? Tell us about some
Okay.
Dune, Zack.
Let's talk about Dune marketing right now, okay? For a long time, the movie got pushed back. There was not a lot of marketing. People in the Duneverse were a little concerned. They were saying, hey, where's the marketing? Where's the marketing? We got a trailer a long time ago. Went a long time without one. A couple weeks back, we got the trailer. Pat, you and I did a reaction. It was fire. We loved it. Seems like everybody's really hyped. But since then, we've also been getting these little character clips, these little TV spots, sort of just focusing on individual characters, which is really great for this movie. And it seems like the marketing push is really starting to pick up. They're just giving us these tiny little snippets, giving us the chance to sort of find out who these characters are, what we're in store for. And honestly, it's hyping me up even more. Have any of you guys had a chance to see any of these character clips? And if so, what do you think? Pardis, I know you watched at least one of them. What are your thoughts?
I watched the one with the, I can't say his name right, Damien. Or is it David?
Desmalchian?
Yeah.
Desmalchian?
I did not, yeah,
Yeah,
him.
Yeah,
I did not
so that's,
recognize
he's Piter de Vries in
Fire
in
Debris.
Dune. Yep.
I did not recognize who he was until I rewatched it back. Say, oh, look, that's Polka Dot Man from the Suicide Squad. And he looked really cool. He looked different because the character is bald,
Yeah.
and this character video made me intrigued about the film.
Yeah, he was a real
And-
breakout star in the Suicide Squad. So I think, he's
Well,
he's coming in.
technically Ant-Man the Wasp, but
I mean, technically, he was also in the first Ant-Man.
No, I'm not talking about movies he was in. I'm saying breakout from the Suicide Squad, as in people really enjoyed him in that.
oh, okay.
Right. So I think coming off of that, I think maybe people are excited to see him in this role also. Pat, John, what about you guys?
Well, here's the thing. I liked the trailer. As someone who doesn't know anything about Dune at all, that trailer really hyped me up on the story. And what's great about these clips that I noticed is there's only really so much you could tell in a trailer about a new property. And with something as expansive and as with a fan base as loyal and rabid as the Dune fan base, these little character snippets that they've been releasing, it really helps to introduce the general audience to basically this vast and expansive world that they can't really do properly in like 3 to 4 long trailers. Whereas now you're kind of getting to know the villains a little bit, and like, these are the bad guys, these are the good guys, these are maybe, we don't know really. And that's what I really liked about these.
Yeah, that's a good point. They have kind of just been sort of setting you up as far as what to expect, as far as who are you rooting for, who are you rooting against, like who are these people that I've seen in the trailers? Give me just a little bit about them, and that's what they've been doing.
Also, we have a month and 21 days left until the film.
Hmm. Some people would be seeing it sooner than that because it
Oh
will
yeah,
be
Venice
at
and TIFF.
yeah, TIFF. So, John, have you seen any of these?
I did not watch any of them. After watching the trailer, I was like,
Mhm.
all right, okay. I don't need to really see anymore. Just let me just see the movie and just get into it. Because it was a long, beefy trailer where they showed us a lot.
For sure.
So at this point, it was one of the cases where I kind of felt, I was like, all right, you know what? Just show me the movie. I can wait for the movie just to see everything. You don't really need to show me anymore. But I do get it is a good idea of just showing these little to introduce the audiences aren't familiar, like who these characters are, what they're kind of look like, and just as try to, because obviously not everyone's really probably read the book that's going to be seeing this, and if you just focus on those book readers, you're not going to have a wide viewing audience. So definitely try to get people interested, hooked, see, especially because this is a huge cast too. I mean, everyone's like in this movie. So introducing maybe some lesser known names and who they are, kind of what they look like, and interest people more. But I just want to see Dave Bautista, the animal, drop some Batista bombs. That's what I'm waiting for.
The Beast Raban.
Like, here's what's crazy, because the trailer felt like it told us so much, but at the same time, like after the trailer, I'm like, I really don't know what this movie's about. Like, I really,
Mhm.
it seems like there's so much more to this story, and
Yeah.
I really like the marketing strategy because they gave us nothing, and then they gave us the trailer. Now after the trailer, they're giving us a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, to the point where we've gotten, how many clips did they release? I don't know the
I think
exact
there's
number.
been like
Well,
7 or 8 of these character clips that have come out, and what's
well,
crazy, they're all like 15 to 20 seconds, right?
Which is
They're
perfect.
very short.
and the movie
Um,
itself is 2 hours and 35 minutes.
It's like
So
they're
there's a
giving
lot
you
more out
just
there.
enough. They're
mhm.
giving you just enough to be like, this is what they're about. This is kind of where they are in the film. This is why you should come see this character. And I really like that approach to marketing, because it's like not showing us all the best stuff, which trailers tend to do. You know, trailers like to give us these glamour shots, these big moments, and kind of throw them into the trailer. Whereas this is more like, no, come watch this for the story. Come watch this for the characters. And I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think kind of what they're doing with these character clips is they're kind of just introducing archetypes mostly with these character clips. They're like, okay, this is going to be like your big brutal bad guy. This is going to be your sort of manipulative bad guy. This is going to be your head dog sort of in charge bad guy. And then same thing with the good guys. Like, okay, this is the loyal person. This is the fighter, you know. So they're kind of just giving you a sense of sort of what the sides are and what the you know, how they're just setting it up like almost like little chess pieces. Okay, here are the pieces on the board, you know. So
Yeah, and Zach, is there anything more that came out with Dune, or was it just the character clips?
it's been most of the character clips. I think I don't know if we ever last or 2 weeks ago if we talked about Denis Villeneuve's statements about having already started writing Dune Part Two, which is pretty exciting. It seems like you know the studio is backing him completely, and he is sort of full
Did
steam
they
ahead.
though? Did they say that like officially, or is it just
Yeah, he
Dennis
said
saying
No,
it.
it?
it's not official. No, but he has said that he has the backing of the studio, and he feels good enough about that he started writing Dune Part Two. And also,
Yeah.
Dune, the movie is not being introduced, by the way, as Dune. When you see it in the theater, it is introduced as Dune Part One. So that's a pretty bold thing to do if you don't know if you're making Part Two.
Let's see the box office. Well, not. I take that back because we're in a pandemic. Let's. Hopefully the numbers will be well. We'll do
Well,
well.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's also got to look at word of mouth too,
Yeah.
because this movie really, with the studio spending very little on marketing so far, has
Mhm.
drummed up a huge amount of word of mouth, positive word of mouth reactions to it, because of the fan base of the rich tapestry of novels, and people excited about the cast, and people
Mhm.
really anticipating new sci-fi, tired of the constant barrage of like Star Wars and Marvel every kind of year. This is something new, and I think that really is exciting people. And even though we are in a pandemic and you can't really judge success by box office numbers anymore, I think that the studio is very perceptive of how much excitement there is coming for this movie.
For sure.
I mean, there's definitely going to be, I mean, other, not just box office, like receipts. I mean, because after, it's when it's on HBO Max, that goes away, then it'll pop up on other, premium on demand rentals, purchase. So there are definitely a lot of movies have done well in that market to make up some revenue. And then obviously global box office, where like for say like in China isn't going to open up in China, because that's a market that has done very well in terms of movies, not just mostly just Chinese films, but they've just opened up now to getting more American global films being released in China. But you never know when you're going to get a release date there, so there's still question marks there. But there's obviously still just a global market that I guess you don't really know what's going to do outside of just domestically.
For sure.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how success is gauged come the next couple of years. So, but springboarding on from that, we have Warner Brothers' other biggest property, DC, and we have the announcement that DC Fandome will be October 16th, 2021. And just by looking at this poster, we have so much that's going to be there. We have the Peacemaker TV series spinning off from the Suicide Squad. We have Aquaman 2. We have Shazam 2. We have The Batman, which I am super excited for. We have Gotham Knights, the video game. We have the animated series. We have the HBO Max series. It's just... Here's the thing, DC Fandome last year was definitely an experiment, but for me, I felt like it was a very successful experiment. As someone who watched it and who spent a lot of time looking at the different panels and the different conversations they had going, I think it was a great way for the DC community to come together, as well as people who may be vaguely interested in some of these properties. What did you guys think of DC Fandome if you did see it last year? And what are you the most excited to see at DC Fandome this year?
I definitely watched it last year, and yes, it was definitely a success because they pulled out of Comic Con, well, San Diego Comic Con at home, and then decided to do this their own convention. And last year with the Batman trailer, which got moved to 2022, which is next year, I'm looking forward to the Batman. Also looking forward to season 3 of Harley Quinn because the show is just beyond fantastic, and Keely Kuko does an amazing job as Harley, and I really enjoy the other announcements that's going to happen, and there's a lot more info that's coming out soon. But yeah, I'm pretty much excited as a DC fan.
Zach,
Yeah, I mean, I think we're getting a Shazam trailer, right? That was one of the things that they said, or like it's like a first look or something like that.
Well, they just finished production, or they wrapped production.
They finished principal photography like yesterday, so I think it's safe to assume by October we're gonna have something.
Because the movie doesn't come out until 2023.
Yeah,
but we could definitely get a teaser or a first look type thing. Something. Yeah, I mean,
if you think about it, we got the Batman trailer in 2020, and that movie's coming out.
Well, it was supposed to come out this year, but then it got pushed back.
I know, but we also got a Wonder Woman 84 trailer, like
and it's not uncommon to get a teaser or something before the movie is.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're also going to get some. So. If you ask me personally, I think we're going to see at least pictures from Shazam. We're definitely going to see footage from Black Adam. We're going to see footage from The Flash. Maybe concept art, maybe a first look at.
Well, I hope more than concept art.
We're gonna get another The Batman trailer. It's DC's most anticipated movie right now. It's the thing I'm most excited for. We're probably going to get something from Aquaman 2, another announcement like they had with Ocean Master last year. Maybe even first look at a new suit. But yeah, there definitely is more to show this year than there was last year. Last year, there were only a couple of things. We were in the middle of a pandemic, but it feels like they have a stacked lineup of things to throw at us this year.
They definitely have been able to this past year, get stuff more into production, get more stuff done, work on stuff. So like there's definitely a lot that they can definitely show. Like I'm kind of really anticipating Aquaman 2 just because Aquaman was kind of something that came out of nowhere for me. I really enjoyed it. So that's to me, it's something that's very exciting to see more of. And also to just, like Gotham Knights and the Suicide Squad, those games, which they announced last year, which was exciting after rumors and years of, is there going to be something? Are they going to show something? What's Rocksteady going to show? Like, what's this WB Montreal game that they were supposedly working on? So I want to see more of those because they're supposed to be coming out at some point next year. So there's definitely a lot of stuff they can show that they've been working on, and even like the CW shows, like they just announced like their big crossover event, which has some people kind of not excited or hyped for, but I mean, I'm definitely excited for more Superman and Lois.
Oh yes, I love that show so much. Like the first season blew me away. Like it felt like a real show, not a CW show. Like
Damn,
giving
shots
me
fired at
second season.
CW. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
CW makes it was a nice little experiment, but they've definitely been overshadowed. Whereas other studios and even DC itself began to evolve into streaming services and more variety in their content, the CW shows remain to be what they always were, kind of soap opera superhero shows. There's nothing wrong with that. But what's really interesting is DC Fandome was essentially a huge risk. DC was the first studio to say like, "Hey, we're not doing San Diego Comic-Con this year. You guys are doing it at home. We're backing out." Then all of a sudden we get hit with, "Oh, we're doing our own thing. DC Fandome, comics, movies, TV, video games, all for you. 2 days. It's going to be a live stream."
This year's one day.
Well, it was originally announced as 2 days, and it was 2 days. They were just separated. One day was in October, I think, or September, and then one was in July or August.
Oh, that's right.
So they kind of did their own thing, and the initial broadcast of it was a huge success, and it led a lot of people to kind of veer into that direction where no one really did Comic-Con again this year. Comic-Con had absolutely nothing, and we're starting to see more of these individualized announcements. Did you guys think this was a good idea, the DC Fandome?
I mean, it reminds me a lot of like Star Wars Celebration, right? A very focused version of like a Comic-Con or something where you can just have the whole stage to yourself and focus on your own projects. You're not sharing the spotlight with anybody. So yeah, I think for sort of getting people talking and getting eyes on you, that's a good idea. And yeah, I think it's pretty successful for them.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot, like particularly like in like video games E3, where now Sony's no longer there. Like EA does their own sort of thing now. Microsoft, like everyone does their own sort of presentations and their own events, so they can get their day of headlines to be in the news. So, I mean, if you want to spin out and capture all the headlines and make everything about yourself, it's definitely a good idea. It is risky because I mean you gotta go in all yourself, but I mean if you got stuff to show, people are going to be there to watch it, see it, and write about it and talk about it.
Yeah, it's a very high risk, high reward concept because here's the risk. Some of the stuff you show may not be good, but here's the reward. DC last year had a whole weekend, if not week, of pure domination of the news cycle, and everything they showed, whether it was Gotham Knights, the video game, or Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, the video game, everything felt like it was had a spotlight shown on it. Whereas if it was at an E3 or a Comic-Con, it might have got lost in the shuffle. Like I may have never even seen the trailer for Gotham Knights or Justice League killed the Suicide Squad. I mean, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League if it wasn't for DC Fandome and if it wasn't all like a one-stop shop for everything that DC was releasing. So I think that's very smart of them as a company to do.
for sure.
I have a question for y'all. What announcement that has been made do you think they could make at DC Fandome?
I have no idea.
Like, hypothetical speaking, like what would you like to see, like a special secret announcement?
I just don't know enough about DC to even begin to speculate.
I would love. Here's the thing: there's so much. A lot about DC is unknown. With Marvel, we know the next 3 to 4 years, for more or less, to a certain extent. There are things that they're holding back from us, but we know the schedule. DC, it's like this is what we got going on right now. Who knows what's going to happen later on? I hope that we do get some more projects. I mean, I'm sure we're going to get some news about Batgirl, all these other things that they have been developing. But really, I just want to see good DC content. I'm so excited for another look at the Batman, and I want that to be good so badly because it looks really, really great so far. So that's what I'm really excited about. But moving on, we're going to go from DC to the world of anime because we got our first look at the cast of Cowboy Bebop on the Netflix version of the show. And I have to say, as a fan of the anime, a huge fan of the anime, this is probably one of, if not my favorite anime. I'm really excited after seeing these pictures. We have, of course, Spike Spiegel, Jet Black, and Faye. We even have I'm the Dog there as well. And just to give you guys who haven't seen the anime a bit of reference, there's John Cho next to the anime Spike Spiegel. And here are the characters as they appear in the anime. And really, I am super excited. I know that anime adaptations don't have a good reputation, especially American-based live-action adaptations of anime. But I think if anyone of them can succeed, it is definitely Cowboy Bebop. I don't know if I know that a couple of you haven't seen it, but Cowboy Bebop is essentially a show about a ragtag group of bounty hunters that are constantly going on bounties aboard the ship called the Bebop. And it samples from a lot of different styles, but it mainly focuses on noir, western, cowboy type of genre, and has this amazing musical score. It's kind of a jazz influenced score, and it's really one of a kind. And I really am excited to see if this could be the first really good anime adaptation. Are any of you guys familiar with the anime, and do these images do anything for you at all?
So I actually never even heard of Cowboy Bebop until yesterday or whenever we started talking about kind of what we wanted to talk about in the show today. So I looked at the pictures. I mean, it looks interesting. The costumes look good. The actors look good. The sets look good. I don't know anything about it. I probably will watch it just based on the recommendations, from people like you, Pat. And I'm sure, if we're discussing it now, we're probably going to want to discuss it again down the road. So, if you say it's good, I'm down to watch it.
I have heard of the show. I've seen like artwork of it and of the anime books, but I never not books, the anime novels, but I haven't really watched the show before. So I'm intrigued by this and I want to go watch a couple episodes. I'd probably watch one of the movies as well.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't always I was a fan, but like a hardcore deep. I was more casual. It wasn't the ones that I was dove like right into. But I always enjoyed what I've seen of it. I do like that. I always like the noir kind of style, and I mean, which is it was always cool. So definitely these images have me excited. Like they look like it's being dealt with care, which I think is important when you're dealing with these sort of projects. And I think Netflix is a good home for it, where hopefully it has the right kind of exposure and people can just jump in and watch it, and we get more of these kind of projects. But it definitely has me interested, and I'm more than likely going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, just from the images alone, as someone who's watched the series in completion a bunch of times, it definitely looks like great details being put into the look and feel of the show. I mean, I know that Shinichiro Watanabe, the director of the animated series, worked as a creative consultant for the show, and as Nikki puts here, Tink, the music of the series is so iconic, and that's kind of where it gets the name bebop, because it has that jazz influence, that scat jazz type of influence in the music, and it's so iconic. And I know that Yoko Kanno, the composer for the anime, will also be scoring the show, so I'm really excited about that, because I want to hear the old stuff, I want to hear new stuff, I want to have the same feeling I had watching this for the first time, and just being kind of re-immersed in this world and having that vibe be brought to life in live action. So I'm really excited about this.
Nice.
But since not a lot of you guys have seen the show, we'll move on from there, and we have our first gaming segment, because Marvel released some gameplay for the upcoming Marvel Midnight Suns game. And of course, for all of us comic book fans out there, the Midnight Suns was essentially a arc in the Marvel Comics brand in the 90s that saw a lot of their supernatural heroes, including Morbius, Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, Blade, and a bunch of other characters come together to form this group called the Midnight Suns. And that team has kind of withstood the test of time and been around for a lot of years. Of course, you see Stephen Strange there. Wong has even been a member. So a lot of their mystical heroes are involved in this team, and they deal with a lot of magical threats on Earth. And the game appears to be going in that direction from what I've heard so far. There are characters in this game that were not in the original story. I mean, from this picture, you can see Captain Marvel, Captain America, Iron Man. But the game also does have some new magical users like Nico from the Runaways, so that's pretty exciting. John, you saw the gameplay footage. What do you think about the game itself?
It's very interesting. I mean, first, I mean, it's not like an action game. It's like a strategy tactical game, made by the same people who do all the civilization games, like Sid Meier's games and XCOM. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, so it's a team that knows what they're doing. Especially when you're dealing with a big license like Marvel, it's important that you have a team that knows what they're doing. And it's being published by 2K, which has the money and obviously working in partnership with Marvel. That's a good sign. But what's cool about this is you're playing not just not as like Iron Man or Captain Marvel. You were playing as the hunter, so you awaken after 200 years or so, after centuries, and it's a fully created character. You customize yourself. It's essentially you creating yourself in the game. So you're not just like Iron Man, but you pick your team and loadouts kind of. But like each other character has their sets of abilities that they can use, and you're given for each battle, like almost a set of cards that have all like different attacks and abilities you can choose. So a lot of it is based on like, so there's a lot of knowledge and thought about like who you're gonna pick for each battle, and then seeing the environments and using that to combine to succeed. So it's not just like running around beat 'em up kind of style like the Marvel's Avengers game. That was the last sort of Marvel game outside of the Spider-Man Miles Morales that we got. This one definitely has some promise. Definitely looks creative and really cool. Bringing in that sort of new kind of two different audiences that like Marvel and strategy games and coming together. And it's releasing on everything. Typically, a lot of strategy games, tactical games do big like on PC, but this is coming to like all consoles. So, which is also a very good, smart strategy of get this in the hands of multiple people. So I think it has a lot of promise. It's due out as of now in March. So it's exciting. Definitely looks really cool. I think it's going to do well.
That's actually it's super informative for me, because as a someone who games a lot, but really doesn't diversify my really gaming outside of a few different types of games. Uh, I did play the Avengers, the Marvel Avengers game, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. I mean, it was fun for a while, but it got very repetitive. So I'm really interested to try the strategy aspect of this game, and to see these characters being utilized in a game like that sounds really fun and different. And you definitely made me on board, and I like it. What about you guys?
I'm definitely like a wait and see on this one, just because I'm not really a video game person, not so much a Marvel person. However, the fact that it's kind of like more of a strategy based game, not so much just like John saying a go run around and beat 'em up type game, makes me a little bit intrigued. But I definitely wouldn't say I'm like excited for it or anything. I'm a little bit curious. I'll keep my eye on it a little bit, and maybe I'll give it a try, play a few games once it comes out, and kind of see how I feel about it. But definitely a wait and see for me.
I'm getting it on opening day, or what it called, opening
Boom.
release day.
Decisive.
Okay, Partis is hype.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna buy 3. How about that?
Buy me one, Partis.
Do you have a gaming console?
Yeah, dude, I have a Nintendo Switch,
He has an Atari.
and I have a Xbox 360.
He's got an Atari, a Dreamcast.
You're 360? Man,
You
you
won't
are.
be able to play on Xbox 360, but you can play it on Switch, and if you have
What?
PC, you can get it on PC.
Okay, I have a lot of computers, and I have a
Did they make it
Nintendo
on
Switch.
PSP
So,
Vista?
can you get it on Dreamcast? No? Okay, I'm out.
No, unfortunately not.
He has a Nextel i90 flip phone. Can you play it on that?
Oh, hold on. Let me just check. I do not see that listed on a supported platform.
All right. So unfortunately, I think Zach's gonna have to wait to play Midnight Suns until he updates his gaming portfolio. But sticking with Marvel brand domination right now, Spider-Man: No Way Home trailer crushed records. So Avengers Endgame was the most viewed trailer within 24 hours up until this most recent Spider-Man trailer, which hit a staggering 355.5 million views within 24 hours.
Hold on, I want to know, where's that number coming from?
That number is coming from.
Is that Twitter and Facebook and YouTube combined?
It was from I cited a couple of different websites.
Okay.
That's just the number they gave. That was the number, like Variety and other websites used.
Okay. I only say that because I've in the past, just history, I do a lot of box office stuff, tracking and things like that. And trailer views is something that people pay attention to. And over the last few years, there's been a lot of like conflation and confusion about how these trailer numbers are tracked, who's releasing what numbers. Is it just based off YouTube? Is it based off of Twitter? Is it based off of, because as like Twitter and things like Instagram and TikTok, I don't know if they release a trailer on TikTok or if you even can, but it's like weird things start happening when you start doing these cross-platform things. I'm not saying it wasn't super hyped. It was clearly very hyped trailer. I'm just not totally sure I believe that it in real numbers outpaced outpaced Endgame. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm a bit skeptical that it actually outpaced Endgame.
Dude, I don't know. This was quite possibly the most anticipated trailer of all time. I mean, Endgame was hyped, but this is a trailer that people were starting to believe we were never gonna get. Not only
That was one of me, because I've been waiting for this trailer.
Not only that, but it was a great friggin' trailer. Like the Avengers trailer, people were excited for, but I remember the Endgame trailer. All it really told us was that the movie was called Endgame. Outside of that, it wasn't really a trailer that you could, besides the score, because Alan Silvestri attached a fantastic score to that trailer. There wasn't a huge amount that you could really pick apart in this trailer. Like comparing that to this Spider-Man trailer, where there is so much, like you have to rewatch this multiple times to pick all the little things out of. But that's really what I want to talk about most right now, because we really didn't get a chance to talk about it. So I want to know what you guys thought of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
I thought it was, here's my thing with Spider-Man, right? Is I loved Homecoming. I kind of despised Far From Home. So I'm a little like wary on Spider-Man right now. And I watched this trailer and I kind of like the Peter Parker stuff that we get. The Doctor Strange stuff seems a little weird, like the little sort of like the impetus that we're shown for all of this chaos is Doctor Strange just effectively being reckless for kind of no reason, which is weird to me. I don't know. I'm curious to see how it plays out in the movie. The way it's depicted in the show, or I mean in the trailer, is it gives me a little pause. I'm like, wait, what? Like, why? I don't understand why this is happening in this way right now. This doesn't seem like something Doctor Strange would do. I thought he was kind of like beyond this, like he had grown as a character in these other stories, and he's not just all willy-nilly with his powers anymore. But I don't know. It gave me a little of a iffiness to it. But I mean, I did like it. I like the concept of everything and like all that. But it's like, I'm gonna have to see more.
Maybe if the trailer was shot the way it was, maybe.
Yeah, and I know. I mean, trailers these days they're intentionally misleading and deceptive. They want to get you to ask questions more than anything, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think that the trailer was like they showed things on purpose. Like they wanted you to react. That feels like, because the majority of people thought Peter was going to be at fault for shattering these interdimensional boundaries. But the fact that it is Doctor Strange, and it's such a reckless maneuver by Doctor Strange, and this is so veering so far away from the Strange we've seen in his solo film Infinity War and Endgame, to the point where he's just like, we need to follow the rules, lives be damned. Tony Stark, you will die because this is the way it has to be done. And now all of a sudden he's just like giving the old, hey, I'm the cool uncle. I got your back, Pete. It does seem very out of place for Doctor Strange, and I really want to know why. Is this an alternate universe Strange? We do know the universe is collapsing onto itself. The multiverse is born in the Loki series. So,
which, let me just say, that doesn't make any sense. If time variants are happening in the past, then they would have.
Oh, sorry, Zach. I think we lost you.
What happened to Zach? Where did Zach go?
I guess he got disconnected.
Oh, he's back.
Hey, Zach. Sorry, what's the for a second?
I'm just saying the whole multiverse thing just like happening. It just doesn't track.
Well, here's the thing, dude. We don't know what is breaking the multiverse. All of these things are happening. You have Wanda's ascension into the Scarlet Witch. You have whatever's going on in Loki. You have this movie. You have like whatever's going to happen in the Doctor Strange sequel. But most importantly, like the Strange stuff is great, but the Spider-Man stuff in this trailer got me just as excited, because this feels unlike Homecoming was like 80% a Spider-Man movie and like 20% an Iron Man movie. Far From Home, even though there is no Iron Man, felt like 50% an Iron Man movie. This feels like a Spider-Man movie. This feels like it's going to be a tale about identity and about balancing identities between Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
We may get more than one Spider-Man. Who knows?
Yeah, and those Spider-Man may be brought in to surprisingly advance a complex story instead of just appearing.
Hopefully not Andrew Garfield. Holy cow.
Well, sorry to break it to you, Zachary.
Pardis just became Andrew Garfield's manager. He's confirming here, MontyVerse exclusive, Andrew Garfield is in the movie.
All right. Thank you, Pardis.
What a
for
scoop.
ruining the movie.
Well, we'll not be seeing this movie now because Andrew Garfield stinks, right, Zach?
Hell yeah, dude. All right, if anyone needs to know where this is coming from, I watched The Amazing Spider-Man for the first time the other day. Did not like Andrew Garfield in it. Didn't care for him. But,
Guess what, Zach?
What?
Guess who is coming back?
Tobey Maguire.
Dr. Octopus.
Dr. But is the lizard coming back?
Maybe we'll have to watch my trailer breakdown and theory video, but it does appear that we are getting a multiversal Sinister Six. We will be getting multiple villains from all of the franchises. coming back to attack Spider-Man and Peter Parker. So I'm really excited about that. We got a lot of hints in this trailer what's to come. We have the pumpkin bomb from the Raimi trilogy, the iconic laugh of Willem Dafoe, it's Norman Osborn. We saw a bunch of lightning, and usually with lightning there is Electro and potentially Sandman as well. So there is a lot going on here. But like I said, I don't think this is going to have this. A lot of people are fearful that the amount of stuff going on in this movie is going to take us into Spider-Man 3 or the Amazing Spider-Man 2 territory of it being overstuffed. But I do think that what's going on and all of the people in this movie are here to serve a greater purpose. I think this is going to be a lot tighter of a story than people realize. And I think that from this trailer, we can kind of get an idea of what the theme of this movie is going to be. But I don't want to spoil anything based off of what I think is going to happen. But I do think that there is going to be a lot more cohesion to this movie than the trailer depicts.
I also want to know who's the lady in the limo. Like, every time I watch the teasers, you know the lady in like towards the end of the teaser, where like
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think her
if you
name
go
is
back and watch the
Tina.
teaser, there's this car limo, and there's like this woman looking at him in a weird way, like in a glare. I want to know who that woman is. Like,
well, I bet we'll find out.
So you can date her. Do you want us to see if she
No.
has a Tinder profile?
it's just odd that it just shows that clip or the snippet, like shows like that particular moment. Like,
I mean, it could be a bunch. I mean, listen, we could go frame by frame of this trailer and just count the weird things, but I think that out of all of this MCU Spider-Man films, I am the most excited for this one because it finally feels, even though there's so much in it, it finally feels like we're getting a true Spider-Man story.
and when the movie comes out, there's gonna be a lot of spoilers online. So hope we
Yes,
all get to see it opening night
The
or
movie will
early.
be out.
Yes. Now, let me tell you something. Getting spoiled about a Spider-Man movie, not cool.
Yeah,
Do
like,
not spoil your friends about what happens in Spider-Man movies.
that's probably one of the worst things someone could do. If someone
agree.
says like, "Hey, I didn't see this movie. I'm going to go see it." And you were to give the biggest spoiler of all time, that would probably be pretty
And
aggressive.
again, if the movie's been out like for 8 years or like 12 years,
Whoa,
Yeah,
Cars,
but I
we're
mean-
talking in
Maybe-
hypotheticals.
Yeah,
We're
it's
not
just a
saying it actually
hypothetical. I'm
happened.
just saying,
So
if somebody said explicitly they hadn't seen a specific movie, maybe saying what happens at the end is like, don't do that, guys. Okay, to just anybody out there who might do that. Nobody's in particular. I'm not talking about a specific person or a specific event.
I know.
Just in
saying
general, like, try not to do that.
I know. I'm saying if the movie's been out like for 8 years or like more than that, then
Yeah, I mean, look, I
Obviously,
get it. If you accidentally spoil it just in conversation, that makes sense. But like, just if they tell you up front that they haven't seen it.
John, do you have any final thoughts on the Spider-Man trailer for Zack and Parks get into a fight?
Real quick, I mean, I just looked up the official Sony Pictures YouTube posting of it, and it was over like 65 million views or 60 million views, something like that, just from that posting alone. So
But again, that's why I'm questioning the numbers, because that's actually not
that's
that
from
many.
the Marvel account, Sony account. Like
between the Sony and the Marvel, it's about 80 million.
We're
which is just
talking
not that
about
many.
within the first 24 hours, and they give the trailer to other websites to publish simultaneously.
I know, but I
was
don't
just
think
citing
historically
an
those get
example
counted.
for you, Zach.
I know. I checked also right when we started talking
context.
about it.
Oh my god, this is why he can't host the show anymore.
I
What are you
hate
talking
Zach
about?
so much. Oh
This
my
is
god,
why
Zach sucks.
Zach's the worst.
Okay, this is
wow, Zach,
awkward.
you ruined it.
But anyway, I think this was a really cool trailer. There's a lot of stuff that was in it, but I don't think it's going. I don't see a Spider-Man 3 issue of it being so bad and just a mess. That I think even if we do see all these different multiverse stuff, it'll be like maybe snippets and just sort of kind of little small kind of stuff that's more cohesive. But definitely, I'm excited to see more Doctor Strange. I like Doctor Strange. I think he's cool. I like his character. It definitely seems like he's kind of molding into more of a father figure for Peter after Iron Man is now passed on and gone.
Spoiler
And
alert.
as we all know, I mean, once your character dies, they never come back, as we know from the Fast and Furious franchise.
Absolutely. 100% dead. Rest in peace, Han.
I almost kind of like the antithesis of Tony that Strange is going to be in this movie, because it's almost like Tony was somewhat of a adult father figure to Peter, whereas Strange is kind of like the cool uncle, or this version of Strange where he's just like, "Hey guys, hey Peter, I'm cool. I'm gonna do this reckless stuff for you." Wink,
Yeah.
wink.
I'm
And
totally
almost-
going to reset the universe.
Yeah.
YOLO.
So it's almost like they're playing with your expectations. Like, you expect Strange to be this responsible person, this positive influence for Peter, but he's going, yeah, let's take your all your wants and desires, and let me manipulate that using magic. So I'm really interested to see what that's all about, and I really appreciate that after we got two very heavy-handed movies, where it's like, hey, Tony Stark is Peter's Uncle Ben figure in the MCU, even though Uncle Ben also exists. So I'm kind of really excited to see what this movie does with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably 90% that Doctor Strange is actually Mephisto. So just putting that out there.
I want to say
Official. Okay.
Mephisto.
I said it first.
Official.
on a
I
quick
said it
note, I'd like to
first.
say happy birthday to Zendaya, who plays MJ in the Spider-Man movies. So Zendaya,
I
happy
think you mean
birthday.
Zendaya, who plays Cheney in Dune.
Hey, Zendaya, I know you're watching right now. We just want to wish you happy birthday because we know that you're here in the chat.
Great.
Send
Yeah,
her
we
love.
all-
Anyways,
let's
on to
go
our
to the
question
chat
of the
and see.
week.
Let's see.
Hey guys, you know what time it is? Question of the week time. And this week we have a very special question.
God damn it.
It's,
I knew you were gonna do it.
Wow.
yeah, you thought it was gone.
Wow.
It's back.
I
Is Zack
squashed
Adams?
this. When I
Answer,
was the host, I
obviously.
squashed this.
Well, looks
Answer
like
obviously is yes.
you failed, Zach.
We all know the answer is yes. Anyway, the true question of the week. So, a couple of weeks ago, we found out that Idris Elba was playing Knuckles in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So, what I want to ask you guys is, what the Suicide Squad cast member can you see bringing a video game character to life next?
Any video game?
Any video game character in any video game movie.
I have two in mind. What's his name again? Damon.
Ooh.
David Desmalchian.
Or not Damon. Dave. Yeah. Him as Luigi. Also,
Oh, dude,
Idris
I was gonna
as
say something
Bowser.
about Mario, so that's pretty good.
I could see
So yeah,
that.
David as Luigi. They have the similarity, so that's who I see as. And also, Idris can also play Bowser.
Idris can play anything. Idris could play me in a movie if he wanted to. I'd give him the right to play me. We're both very handsome.
Wait, are we talking about Suicide Squad characters or about actors who were in the Suicide Squad?
The actors in the Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
You want to
feel like
fire
I-
one right now?
Yeah, Zach.
All right, what's the name of the guy who can like pop his arms off?
Nathan Fillion is the actor. The name of the character is TDK.
The dismemberment, the kid, the dismemberment,
detachable kid.
the detachable kid. All right, the detachable kid as Vector Man. Okay,
Interesting.
it's perfect.
Interesting.
You ever play Vector Man?
No. What is Vector Man? Dude?
Oh, he's like this guy that's like built out of marbles, and like his arms can like fly apart, and it's like, you know, they're just like magnetized marbles.
TDK
It
could
really
play him.
vibes. It really vibes with the detachable kid. Like same style for sure, except just like way more detachment points.
Yeah. Listen, you want to fire one right here? I got to fire one right now. John Cena as Machamp in the Detective Pikachu sequel. Detective Pikachu 2, More Detecting.
He's
Oh,
definitely got
movies. I thought
the
like a
biceps
movie
and
triceps
triceps.
in the movie.
Yes.
Oh, we're
I
talking
want
about
him to
movies.
voice a Machop. I want him to voice a Machop. No, I want him to voice a Machoke. Maybe even a Machamp. I don't want him to do Machop. I want him to do a Machoke or a Machamp, and I want him to wear a suit, and I want him to be a mob boss. Machamp.
So you'd have to CGI 2 extra arms on him, though.
Yeah, well, or you could just voice it.
Is Machamp just Goro?
No, it's because Machamp has a championship belt, so he's a champion.
Wait, I mean, Goro has won like 18 Mortal Kombats.
Yeah, but Machamp still has the belt. Goro's dead.
That's true.
Boom.
I think Machamp is also born with the belt. The belt is actually part of his physiology.
He's always fucking winning, dude. That's all that tells me. John, you got one yet?
I mean, I had one. It was Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake, because it's so. I mean, that's been the dream for years.
That's
like
a damn shame that never happened.
It never happened because what happened in like a fan short video, which is really cool. To me, I mean, it would be really cool if like because obviously now we're getting an Uncharted film with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg as Sully, which is weird. I mean, it'd be cool if like they just threw him Nathan Fillion in there, just like an older Drake, like looking back, like on remembering his old adventures. But that's what I was kind of wanted to see. Since Zack already mentioned Nathan Fillion, let's throw in Sean Gunn as Bidoof in that Detective Pikachu sequel as
one movie
Machamp's right-hand man.
You know what, Partis? We're evolving the question. Just give me a fucking actor, put him in Detective Pikachu.
There are no rules.
There are no rules. It's question of the week time. I love that. I could love Sean Gunn playing like the henchman to John Cena's Machamp as the Bidoof, as the bumbling Bidoof. That's a great movie. Just make it. What are you guys waiting for?
What about Margot Robbie as Nurse Joy?
Look, I'm sticking with the characters playing characters.
Well, okay,
and I'm going with King Shark playing Bowser.
Margot Robbie as Nurse Joy.
Nurse Joy? I mean,
Nurse
that could work.
Margot Robbie. Congratulations. You're going to play Nurse Joy. You're welcome.
Or Officer Jenny.
Or Officer Jenny.
You're versatile. You can do pink or blue hair. Up to you now, Margot. Ball's in your court. Pick whichever one you want to play. Both. Play both.
Ooh, that's a good
we'll even
idea.
let you play Misty too. She's not even in the movie.
Margot's Misty. I can see that.
No, we're taking that casting back.
You know what? Here's another one. Here we go. Rick Flag himself, Joel Kinnaman, as what's his name? Not Lance from Contra, not Bill. Bill, the one with the dark hair.
That could work.
I got it. Pete Davidson as Meowth.
Okay.
I could see that actually.
That works.
That actually works.
That clears.
Boom, Pete Davidson booked you a new gig.
Nice. Well done, Partis.
Yeah, Pete Davidson. Say thank you, Pete. What are you doing? Say thank you to Partis. He just got you a job.
By the way, I'm looking at Suicide Squad characters, and the detachable kid, it lists his name as Arm Fall Off Boy.
Okay, we're going to get into this right now. Arm Fall Off Boy is a version of the character. The most prescient version, the most famous version of the character. He was a member of the Legion of Superheroes. Mm-hmm. But he has gone by TDK before. But yes, he does stem back all the way back to Arm Fall Off Boy, which is the best name.
That is the best name.
But I guess they wanted to give him a power boost in the Suicide Squad, so he can detach everything now.
Arm Fall Off Boy sounds so like passive. Like he doesn't actually control it. It's just like sometimes his arms fall off. I'm not sure that's a superpower at all, but what are you gonna do?
Guess what? We're doing one more. Starro the Conqueror as Staryu. Boom. Nailed it.
Wow. You would dominate the Pokemon
typecast. I mean, come on.
Oh, I get it. He can only play stars. Okay.
Listen. You're not that versatile, Starro. You don't got range, and you don't got the chops. So
What about
if I'm
Star
gonna-
Me?
He didn't go to years of acting school to play fucking stars all his life, okay? All right.
That's
listen,
true. That's a good point.
Who do y'all want to play as Team Rocket? Jesse and James.
now we're just fan
Okay,
casting.
yeah, now we're just
the Pokemon
casting
movie.
right, with Suicide Squad.
You know what? On that note, I think we're done for this week, guys. What do you think?
I think so. I would put Amanda Waller though as Giovanni.
Oh my God.
You need a boss. You need a boss. Okay.
Nailed it.
Oh my God.
There you have it. Viola Davis.
No, Amanda
As
Waller. I'm doing
Amanda
characters
Waller.
as characters.
Viola Davis
that
as
was a
Amanda
pirate
Waller as
question, Zach.
Giovanni.
Yes.
Jeez.
$500 million, please.
There's your movie. Go make it. We're done. We made it. Just go, Pokemon Company. Make the movie, dude. We finished.
Thank you.
We're
Thank you,
done.
Pokemon.
John, where can people find you, dude?
You can find me every Thursday night over on Schmo Me the Money for the family show. The lights
yeah,
might not
dude.
always be on, but we're always there.
Oh, it's happening Thursday night, John.
Now you're gonna have people go there Thursday.
What's happening
Yeah.
Thursday night?
The
Anything
family
special?
show, dude. Every
show.
Thursday.
Family
The family
show.
show.
Thursday.
Every
Every
Thursday.
Thursday.
Every Thursday.
We've been doing it for years at this point.
Yeah. Always quality content. The views lately have not been high, but
But the people have been.
Hell yeah. 420 Blaze. What up?
The donuts aren't the only things that are glazed. Whoa, hi.
He's talking about eyeballs.
I
Artist
have posted
doesn't
the
get it.
link to the Schmo Me the Money page
I'm
in
messing
the
with you.
chat
Yeah.
for anyone who's interested in the family show. You can check it out on Schmo Me the Money page. Partist, where can the people find you?
You can find me here or on Twitter at Partis Jesse Dawson, where I post movies where I watch every new release, movies I haven't seen before, or rewatches. I'm at 100 and in the 60s or 70s area. And so, yeah. Also, you don't have to for this, but you can also find me on Instagram at Partis Jesse Dawson as well.
No, they have to. You
Yeah.
have to
Find
go
him
find
on
it.
Instagram.
You have to go find
Only
it.
on Instagram too.
Partis
Follow
posts
him.
he posts a lot of gym pics though.
Yeah, like just
Flexing on people. So
make sure like a
just
gallon
be
of water.
just be wary of that.
And Zach, I guess if people give a shit, where can they find you?
Look, you can find me on YouTube at my channel, youtube.com/ I don't know, but the channel name is Zack M. Okay. Channel name is Zack M, ZACKM. All right. I mostly just post videos about like amusement park accidents.
hold on, Zach. I'm
So-
sorry. Could you repeat that? I can write it down real quick. Sorry, it was
Pay attention, people.
ZACK.
When was the last time
M.
Do I need to
Yeah.
do the HTTP colon?
Yeah. So
Is it-
HTTP colon /
Mhm.
www.google.com / Zack M YouTube channel.
What was the last video you posted, Zach, on a YouTube channel?
Is that about right, dude?
The whole world
Okay,
wants to know.
I think I got it.
The
Yeah,
whole
looks
world
good.
wants
Looks
to know
good. So-
what was the last video you posted on your channel.
Zach M.
Anyways, I post like vacation disaster type videos, roller coasters crashing, things like that. So go check that out. It's very cool.
Whoa,
What?
This will be
No, Zach.
Zach's
I'm going there
last show
right now to check it out.
Zach, geek.
on the MontyVerse. Zach is done.
Zach has
Anyway,
been canceled.
A disclaimer, people. Unless it's not obvious, he is joking. There are no
there's
roller coaster crashes.
there's a
There are
channel.
no videos of him
Hold
doing
on.
that. So there you have
There's
it,
a
folks.
video of a bird getting hit by a roller coaster. Okay, that's the
You're
video. I'm
Zach,
not mean. What are you talking about?
Your
That's the
outro
video.
longer than half of the topics in this video, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Look, just go watch the video. It's got almost a
cruel.
million views. I didn't kill the bird. I didn't do it. It just happened.
It was not
It's
me.
just something that
Glorifying the
happened.
video
I did
then.
not.
I go. Oh my gosh, Bardis. Get out of
Oh
here.
my god.
Let's end the show.
You know what? You know what, guys? You can find me here on the MontyVerse. You can find me on Instagram at the MontyVerse, Twitter at the MontyVerse, Facebook.com at the MontyVerse. We are here. We're breaking down trailers. We're giving theories. We're talking comic books and movies and video games. And sometimes, you know what? Other stuff. How about that?
True.
Like his
So-
Zack's not ugly.
Yeah,
Did
we're
you just call
talking
me
about
ugly?
that.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
But
That's
it
a
for
little
this edition
artist.
of Views from the Montyverse. We're gonna go punish Zack, put him in timeout, and talk to his parents. And
Peace
until then,
and love.
we'll catch you guys later.
Boom.